It's finally happening, a live-action adaptation of One Piece. The Grim Reaper, that is Netflix, is finally knocking on the door of anime. Honestly, my only question at this point is, how do they have time for all of this? Between making such bangers as Cuties and the life story of Logan Paul, who I'm sure everyone wants to watch 100%, how do they have time now to ruin anime? Well, let's find out.
Welcome back to Moist Charlie Clips Extravaganza. We've got another
Good
banger,
name.
and by that I mean we've got another question that I've been getting asked so many times I want to bang my head against the wall, so let's just answer it right now. The One Piece live action trailer dropped, and I've been getting asked a lot what I think of it. As most of you know, I've embarked on a very long...
Okay, the hot take, honestly, about the trailer is the fact that it doesn't seem that bad, except for Luffy saying "gum gum," not "gomu gomu." That's a deal breaker.
and oftentimes painful journey of catching up with One Piece. I've unfortunately made the grave mistake of watching an entire filler arc. I watched all of
That's
the
bad.
Navarone base filler shit after Skypiea and before going to the Davy games. So that was unfortunate. Though I didn't hate that filler arc as much as I do most filler in anime. I didn't know it was filler, which is why I watched it. I would never do that on purpose. That'd be like elective.
If I'm not mistaken, that is the anime One Piece filler arc that actually is really good, and people are saying that it's really good for filler.
To get waterboarded if you like actually set out to watch filler. So it wasn't something I planned on doing. I did it just because it seemed like it was important, but it wasn't. But anyway, I watched that, watched the Davy back games. Now I've reached the part where everyone's really excited for me
That
because
wasn't
I'm in
filler,
an
by
arc
the
that
way.
everyone seems to love, which is Water 7. I don't know if
Good
I'm
arc.
getting memed on, if it's all just some kind of big
Good
fucking
arc.
ruse. I have no idea, but I'm
Nah,
at
it's a
Water
good
7
arc.
now. And the One Piece live action trailer just dropped. Now this is a show that a lot of people have had very high expectations of because unlike other live action anime adaptations, the actual creator of the source material is very involved. Oda, as I understand it, is really like hands-on and making sure nothing goes out without
That
his
is
blessing
good.
on the property, which is great. That's how things like this should work. Now, the trailer's out. I'm not gonna...
It does make sense because Oda is one of those people who actually really does care about his anime, and he has already completely ruined his life by trying to keep One Piece to a certain standard, and that's no joke. So yeah, he's probably not gonna just sell something randomly for money because he has the money.
going to be showing clips of the trailer or anything. I'm sure you've all seen it by now if you're
Yep,
watching this video.
True.
I don't think it's great. I don't think it looks great, but I also don't think it looks bad.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm pretty
look that bad.
lukewarm on it.
That's
So
insane.
Tiana is all caught up on One Piece, and she loved the trailer. But I've seen other people who are also caught up on One Piece, both manga and anime, really dislike it. So it's truly all over the place here. This, of course, wasn't a huge sampling of what the final product is going to look like here. It was just bits
Yep.
and pieces, but overall, I feel like it highlights something I've talked about a lot when it comes to adaptations of either anime or just cartoons in general. The mediums don't mesh well. You can't take a cartoon character
True.
and have a live action counterpart that's able to emote and express the same way the cartoon
They just call anime cartoons, bruh. Bruh, you're asking for fire.
can. There are just certain elements that only work in an animated format that can't be translated into live action, period.
Yeah.
And I will always stand by that take until the goddamn heat death of the
Except Berserk. Berserk can be destroyed any way you please.
universe. A great example, Cowboy Bebop. Netflix, this isn't the first time Netflix is adapting anime into a live action. They have not had a hit yet. It's stinker after stinker, basically. Cowboy Bebop. They had a live action Cowboy Bebop, of course, based on the anime, and it was trash. It was horrible.
Dude, I remember the Cowboy Bebop, that actress who said, "Oh, of course I can. Of course they can't get anyone better than me to play the female role because that standard is unreal." And then people were literally just piling on pictures of cosplay of women absolutely nailing it, and then she's like, "Oh no, no, Skimpy, no, 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 no." Oh my god, it was a horror story even without the adaptation itself.
But I will say, I think one character that got a lot of shit, Ed, was actually about as faithful as you could do the character from the anime in the real world. The problem is, an animated character in the real world is fucking cringy. So when you have a character that's like, "Oh, well, what's going on here? Ooh,"
Yes,
like it's
point.
fucking stupid to watch a person do that. But in an anime, in an animated format, it works. It can actually be elevated because everything is so over the top in animation. You can express a lot more without it ever being like super shitty or anything like that.
Yeah, it makes
so
sense.
it's very hard to take characters from an anime and make them work with real people. It's just it's very, very difficult. I can't really think of many times it's been.
He's completely hitting the nail on the head here. It is difficult, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. The question is how far are you willing to go to actually nail it?
Done successfully or done well. Usually you have to really tweak the characters to fit, which they might do for One Piece. It remains to be seen. But in the trailer, I get that impression right away that they're trying to go one-to-one with some of the characters, and I don't see it working. So, for example, Buggy. Buggy was in the One Piece live-action trailer for a very brief
for
moment.
a split second.
And for that brief moment, I immediately started panicking, wiping sweat from my brow like, uh-oh, this might be real shitty. Because Buggy, in the anime, he's a silly character. He's a fucking clown. Like, literally, he is a clown. But his whole character is supposed to be goofy. He's also very, over-the-top, extravagant with everything.
Didn't seem like that in the trailer,
in
though.
the One Piece snippet we saw of him, he kind of carries that same energy, but to me it just comes across as, like, really lame, as opposed to, like, goofy, fun, cool.
He looks more like a Joker character, honestly, in the live-action adaptation, which I don't think is actually bad. I think it's fine to take some creative liberties to, make characters act a little bit differently as long as you are not touching the biggest, mainest thing about it. And that would pretty much be just Luffy and, well, who's going to be there? Usopp, Nami, and Zoro. And that's pretty much it.
Pool of Buggy in the
Sanji's also there, right?
If that makes any sense. I just don't think characters in anime can work in real life. I don't. I'd love to be proven wrong. I think that'd be great. But I'm already getting nervous just from watching the trailer about how the characters interact with each other. For example, Luffy. Luffy in the anime he's my least favorite character. So far, I've talked about that. I think he is obnoxious. I know it's by design, but I don't find him very enjoyable. How he's perpetually either one of two things, hungry and stupid, or stupid but fighting. Like, it's just always frustrating that he is just...
Sometimes serious and fighting is also a combo. But yeah, I understand where he's coming from it. There are mixed opinions about Luffy. Overall, he's a good character, but sometimes he can just tick you the wrong way. But thankfully, that's not often.
In this perpetual haze of, like, stupid juice running through his veins, and he's always hungry, and that is his only character trait. Like, it hasn't changed, he hasn't developed at all yet. I don't know if he ever does. Maybe he does.
Never
maybe
does.
I don't really know what to expect.
He never does.
I'm not really liking Luffy in the anime too much, and that...
Admittedly, he's missing one key part here. All of the characters in One Piece are overall good because everyone feels like kind of a niche of what their personality is like based upon, Luffy is Luffy and there's no one like him on the crew, right? Chopper is Chopper, Frankie is Frankie, Robin is Robin. They are all very, very, very distinct and very distinct in what their goals in life are and how they actually go around achieving those goals and how they live in their life and what they value. That's what makes the whole of One Piece dynamic so good, because you got a sprinkle of everything kind of here. And yeah, I kind of get it. If you just watch One Piece and concentrate, for example, only on Luffy, an opinion like that is, well, if you don't have an opinion like that, you are kind of just arguing in bad faith, because Luffy's character is hungry, stupid, fighting, and sometimes serious when his friends are hurt or something like that happens. That's it. And every character represents a different aspect of emotions and ideals.
That character trait in the real world is going to be even more obnoxious. So in the live-action One Piece trailer, Luffy, when he's talking to his crew, is using some verbatim lines from the show. And I just don't think they work very well watching a real person try and act it out and speak it. And another thing that I think never really works well in live action is anime powers.
Yeah.
So in the trailer,
Dude, if
Luffy
he
does a
screams "Gum Gum" again,
pistol.
I will
And
absolutely
man, it looks like some
on
Adobe
myself.
After Effects tutorials from 2012, if you ask me.
True.
I don't think the effects look very good when it
Yeah.
comes to that kind of shit. I know all the boats
Avatar:
of
The
all the
Last
ships
Airbender, my
are
boys.
actually built in the real world. That they are not CGI. I'm sure they'll be enhanced with CGI in the show, but the
True.
actual sets they built, and those look spectacular. I thought they really shined in the trailer. So that
Yeah, you couldn't say anything bad about the sets where they. But this is like how long is it gonna be the movie? Because honestly, the movie is like covering how many parts of the story? Because Luffy just first he met Zoro, right? That was a whole ordeal, and then he moved on. It took so much time for him to meet just the first 5 people of his crew. And honestly, when he meets Sanji, I think we're gonna see Sanji, and the final fight is gonna be, I forgot what's his name, but the guy with the golden armor, that guy. I forgot his name and his fleet of ships, and maybe we're gonna even see Mihawk. There's a small possibility that Zoro is gonna fight Mihawk, dude. That would be awesome. How do you fit all of that in probably like a 2 to 3 hour movie? That seems so unrealistic. It's gonna be rushed. And also, to get Nami on your side, you need to defeat Arlong, which is probably not happening. And I'm afraid to actually see how he looks, to be completely real. It's gonna be a huge hit or miss. It's gonna be like one of those Sonic situations.
It gives me hope that, aside from like maybe some of the Devil Fruit powers, and I know Chopper's gonna be like fully CGI, so that might just be a full-blown.
Wait, we also get Chopper?
I don't know for sure. Maybe it'll be great in the show.
Also, yeah, what do you expect? Chopper's gonna be probably 100% CGI. There's no doubt about that.
But all of the real things that they built, all the practical shit, I think looked great in the trailer, and I'm excited to see it in the actual show. But I'm just overall nervous for it. Like I said, I don't think it was horrible. I don't think the One Piece live-action trailer looked horrible. But I wasn't blown away by it, nor am I really expecting too much great to come from it. But I'd be extremely
Even
happy
if it looks
to be
good, it's going to
proven
be
very
bad, I
wrong
think,
and
honestly.
all of my fears with the show completely unfounded when it comes out. I think that'd be great. Not because I like...
I honestly want it to fail, just so Netflix can keep its reputation of being absolute garbage and just a company that just produces nothing but garbage, honestly. One Piece should take one for the team.
The trend of adapting animated shows into live-action counterpart. I actually think that shit sucks. I prefer animation, actually, but I still would like this to do well. Just once. Just have one adaptation actually be good would be a nice breath of fresh air. But yeah, like I said, I am definitely skeptical. I don't know if you can really take something like One Piece and still keep the heart of that show and all of its characters alive in the live action format.
One Piece is so much more difficult than Avatar on so many levels. And did you see what happened with Avatar? I don't even want to talk about it, honestly. I don't even want to remember the disaster that was. And that's so ridiculously much easier than One Piece.
Where it really wasn't meant to be in the first place. It seems extremely difficult, but I guess we'll have to see how it all plays out. And since we're on the topic of One Piece, I'll just briefly give you my impressions post Skypiea, post Davy Back Games, and now at Water 7. I am enjoying it more and more as it continues. I'm still not liking Luffy. He is still my least favorite member of the Straw Hat
Don't
Pirates,
concentrate purely on Luffy.
I am overall enjoying it. The Davy Back Games, I think, was a bit of a snooze fest, but even that wasn't too horrible. I thought there were some creative solutions to the problems they encountered, so at least it had some interesting moments that came from it. I am getting a little tired of the constant Zoro-Sanji fighting over nothing. I understand that's the shtick, but it is getting to be a bit...
What do you mean? That's literally the best part. The rivalry is literally the best part of One Piece, okay? Zoro versus Sanji is the best stuff ever. When they destroy a pacifist, what are they doing? Sanji's, oh no, Zoro's gonna get lost if we let him out of our sights. He's out of the sight for 1 second, and he already found the celestial dragon that he wants to murder. Dude, those dynamics are some of the best in One Piece, honestly. It is simple yet pure comedy, and it's done well. I like it.
Bit much, especially since the show just keeps reusing the same animations. So they just keep doing the same 3 moves for like 10 seconds every time they break out into their little scuffles. But yeah, I don't have many complaints post Skypiea here. I actually liked the finale of Skypiea, like the actual final boss fight between Luffy and Eniru. I actually thought was great. I didn't like Skypiea all the way up until that point, but I actually thought Eniru banged. I thought he was a very cool villain, and I thought
he was one of the
fight
best,
between him and Luffy was really good. I also keep
hot take: Crocodile and him are some of the best villains.
Hearing that Skypiea is one of the most important arcs in One Piece.
It sadly is, though.
I have no fucking clue how that could possibly be true, but again, I'm only like 229 episodes or something deep into it, so I guess we'll see. But to me, that whole arc dragged so much. The pacing of Skypiea was abominable. Oh, and the priest fights were terrible most of the time. Christ. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of Skypiea arc. I had to really push myself to get through it. But I did like the final fight with Eniru. I do like the direction that it's going right now with Water 7, so I'm excited to see if it lives up.
Also, he's saying Eniru, but then it's supposed to just be Enel. Is it Eniru in the... What is he watching, a dub or a sub? If he's watching a sub, like, that's on you, Chief, okay? Eniru! I haven't even heard that. It's Enel.
Up to the hype. That's about it.
Oh, that's actually it. That's actually it for the video. Wow. Good takes. It's interesting to hear takes from people who don't talk about these things too seriously or are not in the anime world too seriously, you know, like, because this is Thunder. This is a very interesting take, you know, because this is like a very much someone who just enjoys the show and watches it take on One Piece. And I didn't even think about it, but yeah. If you just watch Luffy constantly, like all the Luffy moments, just that, he is exactly like he says. So it's kind of interesting and to a degree refreshing to hear takes like this, because, you know, they are correct. They are correct. Even though you're technically not supposed to actually look at the anime like that. But, it's fun. Anyway, what are your opinions? Do you think it's going to be a stinker or a banger? I want it to be a stinker. And also... I don't know if I would even watch it if it's good, because, like, what do I get out of watching a live adaptation, considering I'm someone who is caught up to the manga? Like, I don't know what I get out of that. Honestly, I don't know. Anyway, he's gonna have a blast when it's finally time for the Marineford arc. Man, when Charlie gets to the Marineford arc, well, then he's gonna love One Piece, that's for sure, baby. Anyway, this was Kuzer Sin. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.